I believe I can quite assuredly say that there is not one single place on this planet where man is not subject to laws of one kind or another when taken in relationship to the world of men. Freedom is an illusion that is perceived only within the mind of the individual as related to the willingness that individual has to follow the laws. Those freedoms, of course, are meant to be taken away when, and only when, the individual is caught breaking any of those laws. In other words, laws are put in place, at least in the conception that they exist, to keep order, but in reality, they are there to not allow total freedom. Total and complete freedom would mean total and complete anarchy, because the heart is deceitful above all things and desperately wicked. Who can know it? This world, which now has billions upon billions of laws, started out with only one. But of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil thou shalt not eat of it, for in the day that thou eatest thereof thou shalt surely die. The question arises then, if Adam had never eaten of the fruit of the tree, would there ever have been a need for any other laws than that one? I understand that most of you probably believe the answer to be no, but you must remember, Adam was not coerced, he was not deceived. He calculated within his own mind both the negative and positive consequences of his actions before he took the action that he did. He had no sin nature, as we call it today, yet he sinned. The imposing of new laws in any nation for any reason is for one singular purpose, to remove more freedoms from the individual. And this planet, as a whole, is determined to remove all freedoms completely. One should have expected this, not with the spiritual discernment of the end of the age of the Gentiles and the revealing of the man of sin only, but for the plain and basic truth that God is full of grace and mercy, and so Satan would be full of law and a complete lack of mercy. These beginnings of sorrows are enveloping the planet because we have forgotten the Most High, because we have forgotten mercy and have decided that we would rather be protected by laws. We have willingly given up our freedoms for protection. Better yet, though, we have decided to give up the perception of the freedoms within the laws placed upon us for a supposed security of the convenience of being taken care of. Samuel understood this concept perfectly, and he took it very personally. And the Lord said unto Samuel, Hearken unto the voice of the people in all that they say unto thee, for they have not rejected thee, but they have rejected me, that I should not reign over them. He understood the concept of complete freedom, and that freedom could only come in complete submission to the Lord God. The laws of God in the 10 Commandments were placed upon men to help us to be more civilized people. The laws of man are there to be a burden to us, to keep us in bondage. For they bind heavy burdens and grievous to be borne, and lay them on men's shoulders, but they themselves will not move them with one of their fingers. It is a well-known fact that the higher up the food chain you go, the more money you have, the more prestige, power, position, and authority, the less the laws, any laws, apply to you. In these last days that we are in, Satan is using this to every possible advantage. He is quite adept at playing both sides of the field. The newest ones, those meant to protect us from the so-called dreaded virus, are the perfect entrance into his last great law, if you will, for him to be worshipped by all of mankind. The laws of men have never changed. They are burdens placed upon those who for whatever reason cannot afford to buy their way out of them, and always under the guise of increasing our freedoms and making us a more civilized society. Few there are that can comprehend these truths, and even fewer that are able to discern the spiritual implications of them.